With next-gen fast approaching, both next-gen consoles are packing SSD drives and new forms of memory to change gaming as we know it. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? It's Centurion1307 with a new video today discussing about how the SSD drives coming this next gen are going to change the standard we have for console gaming. Both major players in the console gaming space have already come out and admitted that they are putting SSD drives in their consoles. To see how an SSD drive can improve your gaming experience this generation, go out and get one and hook it up to your console. I've already done it on my Xbox One X, and it has improved my load times and quality of gaming significantly. A standard hard drive uses a series of moving magnetic plates to store your data. An SSD drive, on the other hand, has no moving parts, instead uses chips to store the information. The lack of moving parts in combination with the chips give the SSD hard drive a significant boost to data exchange rates over a standard hard drive. This leads to faster loading times and, in my opinion, less pop-in, less glitching, and better overall gameplay experience. This is just from using an external SSD. Next gen, they will be integrated internally into the next generation consoles. On top of that, they are going to be optimized to work with these new consoles in ways we haven't seen even in PCs. This is all being done using techniques like virtual memory in combination with using Zen 2 architecture. The architecture is the pathways, a map of sorts that the data uses to exchange itself from all the chips and systems in the console. The Zen 2 architecture was designed with gaming in mind. The data exchange rates of Zen 2 architecture are so massive that some claim it's downright sorcery. Using SSD drives along with the Zen 2 architecture, hardware developers aim to virtually eliminate loading screens. Now, I don't believe that this means that there's never going to be a loading screen, but they're going to load extremely fast compared to what we're used to. But I feel faster loading screens are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the amount of memory we're going to have in these new consoles. On January 21st, on the RDX podcast with Dealer Gaming, he was interviewing David Preen. And just in case you didn't know, he is the PM manager of hardware development at Xbox and currently working on the Series X. He wanted to point out these new faster consoles could lead to new genres of games, along with expanding the experience we already have with the games we love. There is games today that aren't possible on console and stay exclusively on PC due to computing power. Due to the limitations of consoles, this has actually led to certain features being sacrificed out of games that we've already played. In the game Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, the Nemesis program was not possible on the Xbox 360. If you played it on the Xbox One or the PS4, you got to see the Nemesis program in full action. This program made it to where the orcs that you killed would come back and interact with you in almost an artificial intelligent way. The Nemesis program was the crown jewel that made this game a must-play on the Xbox One or the PS4. But due to the fact that it couldn't work on earlier generations of consoles, the Xbox 360 version and the PS3 version did not have this feature. Another quick example was that part in Horizon Zero Dawn where you were flying around. Oh, that's right, it never made it into the game due to the limitations of the PS4. That is not an insult or a knock to the PS4, it is just pointing out the limitations of console hardware. Imagine when game developers don't have to make these sacrifices and can give us experiences that are absolutely jaw-dropping and new compared to what we're used to. Now, I understand the argument that any game that is meant to work on the previous generation is going to potentially hold back the new generation. In my opinion, we just need to understand that the vast majority of games that we're going to receive in the next year or two are already designed, built, and optimized for current gen consoles. It's not like these games were started yesterday knowing that next gen is going to happen at the end of the year. At CES this year, a number of developers were surveyed while attending the conference. One of the first things pointed out in these surveys that there are more developers making games for next-gen consoles than they are for streaming services. So for those who think that game streaming is going to put an end to next-gen, you can put that to bed. That being said though, only 10% of game developers right now that were surveyed are creating games for next gen. So in my opinion, it appears a majority of the gaming industry is not going to fully embrace these next gen consoles until they've completed the projects they're working on. That leaves it open to huge potential for game developers to create new genres and game mechanics that will change the future of gaming. A future where they will not have the limitations that they're used to in consoles. The ability to create worlds and experiences that won't have to be sacrificed for optimization. Just take a look at the gameplay above from World War Z. Imagine this world more interactive with more AI hordes just trying to get at you. Let me know down in the comments section below, are you as excited for next gen as I am and what it can provide to us as gamers? The next generation of consoles are starting to blur the lines between console and PC. I can only imagine what the developers are cooking up for us in the future to come. I would like to thank you for watching and tuning into my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please shoot me a subscription down below. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you once again for checking out my content. As always, you can find me right here on YouTube, Twitter, and Xbox Live at Centurion1307. Till we meet again, my friends, remember, positive change starts with you, so let's play united and game hard out there together. Thanks for watching.